Another one of the acronyms I wanted to talk to you about that, because I love words, is the HALT. And look, if you're in recovery circles, you've heard it, but many people haven't, and it's a really good one to remember just in general emotional fitness. Forget it, you don't have to be a recovering drug addict, alcoholic to use the beautiful HALT reminder. And it stands for H.A.L.T, we all know is a German word for stop. Stop. But if you break it down, H-A-L-T, hungry, angry, lonely, tired. So stop doing what you're doing. If you're hungry, angry, lonely, or tired, do something about how you feel, or take an action of self-care. Because whenever people get out of balance, it's usually one of those things. And I always add to the H, because I'm a, hormonal woman coming in, I'm in menopause at, nearly 52. Hormonal, hungry, angry, lonely, tired. So for women too, I often sort of say to them, but also for adolescent boys that are going through adolescence and they get punchy and go the biff and they get monosyllabic, and my sons have gone through all of that. And men also go through a midlife menopause where libido shifts gears and they start to reevaluate what it is to be a man and look ahead at the trajectory of how they're going to age. So when next time you find yourself and the shit is just going down and you're not managing and you feel like, you're coming undone, have a look at, are you hungry? And if you are, what are you hungry for? Do you need protein? Do you need sugar? Do you need carbs? Do you need fiber? Do you need a good meal? Do you need a snack? What are you hungry for? Rather than just, I'm hungry and shoveling anything in for sustenance, ask yourself what you're hungry for. And if you're hormonal, just own that, and put yourself to bed or go gently. Hormones require a great deal of patience. And our hormonal chapters in life, rites of passage, beginning of adolescence, where fertility begins, and the end of fertility in midlife, they are where we download major apps and delete old ones. We go through major changes, and we've got to be patient because it doesn't just happen overnight. You look at adolescence, a child doesn't just go through puberty one day. It starts, adolescence is supposedly anywhere from 15 to 25. And if a pre-pubescent girl says, when am I going to get breasts? You say to her, well, roughly, but you might get them at 13, you might not get them until 17. And midlife is the same, with hormones. And we've got to be patient. It's a time of transition, a major time. So if you're in one of those rites of passage, adolescence or midlife like me, you need to, if you're going through a surge of hormones, you need to be patient with yourself and compassionate. If you're hungry, what do you want to eat? Angry? Nothing wrong with anger. Anger is not a bad thing. Anger is an alarm that someone's crossed a boundary. And anger is also a warning that you need to up your self-care. Now, anger is not rage, anger is not violence, anger is not cruelty, anger is not aggression. Anger is anger. Someone's crossed a boundary. There's been a loss of respect, a loss of understanding, a loss of communication, and we need to address it with the grace of an adult, not the grief of a child. I'm angry about this, what are we going to do? Because anger is a big emotion, and it means we actually have to halt. We have to stop and have a look at what we're angry about and do something about it. Be assertive, not passive, which means shame ourselves because we shouldn't be, upset about this. And not be aggressive, which means shame them because we are upset about it. But assertive, I'm upset about this. We need to work this out. I'm quite angry it's happened and I don't want it to happen again. Let's work it out. So anger needs addressing. You've got to stop and address what makes you angry. You've got to stop and address if you're hungry, you've got to eat. A lot of people don't. Many men and women live in a state of consistent deprivation and then wonder why diets don't work because they binge and they purge. So they stay in a state of deprivation, which always leads to overcompensation. And if you deprive a pleasure centre, you're going to be miserable. So hungry, angry, L, halt, lonely. If you're needing connection, we're tribal creatures. Lonely, maybe we feel isolated and we haven't just had enough connection. And I'm an introvert. I don't need a great deal of one-on-one connection, but I do need some. So isolating is fear-based and solitude is love-based. If you're lonely and you need company, you need to reach out for it, whether it's just making a phone call. Sometimes we are geographically isolated. Some people are in jails and rehabs. Some people are on work trips. Some people are on the other side of the world, to loved ones. And you can pick up a phone. You can pick up Skype. You can make a connection. And we need to. We're tribal creatures. We are supposed to be connected. So if you're lonely, even just turning on a little vlog like this, you can connect to somebody now. And tired. This vehicle needs to rest. And if we don't rest, we become restless. So if you're hungry, angry, lonely, tired, or hormonal, you'll be out of balance. And emotional fitness is about recognizing that and doing something about it.